Hello everyone, this is Josh Explain Place, and today we continue to grow, expand, and improve our city of Port Austin in Cities Skylines 2 in this episode number 18. In our last episode, we created our first tram lines, and let's try to figure out what kind of trouble we can get into today. Let's begin. I think our tram lines are working rather nicely, rather well. Let's take a look at this info tab really quick. And the tram is here. And as you can see, trams are already outpacing our trains, which it's no, it isn't a surprise. And it's already about 20% of the usage that the buses have. And if you consider that we have 2 lines compared to 9, although you can say 8, that's actually pretty good, and it keeps climbing little by little. Now it's gonna be more like a fourth, and it makes a lot of sense. Let's make sure that we have enough buses. We do, but I think the main one is the green line. And like we talked about in our previous episode, I think that in order to make things a little bit better, I believe that the red line might have to disappear, since again, we can only do 15 trams per tram depot. That's gonna be what's gonna stop us from doing longer routes. And again, that I think to go with the main area is gonna be just great. We are seeing that our little neighborhood here is working rather nicely, and I want to continue in this episode. I want to create more residential areas, and I think this little area is perfect. So let's unlock that square, that tile, and that's just great. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna extend this road like we did on the other side to here. Are we having any issues? I think so. Let's try it again. I want to make sure that we're not messing up badly. So that's 1, that's 2, and let's go. That's fine. Again, it's sometimes it's just a little bit annoying how this game works, right? I wish it was a little bit better, but I kind of like it though. Again, it's not perfect, and I don't think it will ever be perfect. So we'll see. I also think that we need to branch out a medium road all the way here around, and then around here, and to get here to an intersection with this other road. But like I mentioned, I don't want to have an entrance or exit ramp, so we're gonna have to do the exit or entrance ramp in here, right? I think that's gonna work really well. So let me work on this really quick. And I think that's working nice enough. And in here, instead of adding the regular medium density, I added the low rent housing, and I think that's gonna work really well. We also need to add a whole lot more commercial zones, and as you can see, although it's not as green as I would like, I think this is a great area because of what is in here, which is basically a main road that goes from the highway into the city. And I think that's gonna be really, really nice. I think that's gonna work really, really well. Right? And let's take a look at our info tab, right? Let's make sure that we take a look at our city from here. Electricity, I think we're gonna need to start working on electricity because we are already close to having a low production rate compared to what we actually need. So we have this geothermal power plant that right now is producing 84 megawatt hours. And let's see what options we have. So we have the high voltage substation, which we don't need at the moment. We have the additional turbine, which I think should help us. So let's add this in here. And right now it's producing again 84 megawatt hours. So let's see how that's gonna work. And 120, that's a lot, so I think we're fine for now. We solved our problem. We still have issues with the garbage. I honestly think that we need to add already more additions to this. So we're gonna do 1, and we're gonna do 2, and we're gonna do maybe another one, and maybe another one, and maybe this one. Let's just continue this road really quick. This here, and ta-da! There you go. I think that's gonna work, at least for now. That should help us with the garbage. So let's take a look at that info panel. Yeah, that should start helping a lot. So we'll wait. Again, we have a lot of red areas, and I think maybe in one of our following episodes, we might want to try to do an incinerator. I think that might be what we do next. In terms of water, I think we're fine for right now. Maybe we need to do something for sewage. And again, it's very difficult to add more. Again, this is the only one that doesn't work like the rest with the upgrades. So let's add one right now because I don't want to deal with it in the near future. And for this one, yeah, let's make sure that it has better purification. And again, we're doing well in terms of a profit. And there we go. We're doing well with water and with sewage. In terms of healthcare, I think it's time to add another hospital. This hospital, I think, is already good enough, right? But I think it can do a whole lot better if we add another one here. And I think the best place to put it would be here. Let's see if it fits, or we can just do a medical clinic because I don't think we have one here. Let's wait on that one. In terms of death care, the crematorium is doing well, so we are fine in that regard too. Fire and rescue, also I think we're doing fine for now. Disaster control, yeah, that's something that we need to work on soon. Police, also, I think after we build our police station here, we should be fine. And I think I'm gonna leave that for our next episode. Administration, I also think I'm gonna leave the city hall for a following episode after we do the police station. And the reason is the police station is expensive. And so it's 2.1 million and we have 3.3, and sure, it's gonna leave us money, but not enough to get the city hall. right? And we still need to let this keep accumulating. Again, we're doing really well.
Immediate area due to poor road conditions. Please exercise caution if you must drive.
Also, what we need to work on is education, and I'm trying to add new schools whenever we add neighborhoods like this, and I think adding one here would actually be very helpful. So let's do that really quick, and we're only gonna do the city elementary school because we have a lot of medium density in there. So I think that's gonna work well. And maybe we can add a small high school. We'll add it here. And let's delete this road. And I think we should have enough space. Yeah, enough space to add one. And to add two. And then we're gonna add more here and here. Right. And hopefully that's gonna help us a little bit more. In terms of high school, I think we're fine. I think that we need to add a couple more of these city elementary schools. We're halfway through. Basically, we need at least 16,000 capacity for 16,000 more students, which means that we need to add at the very least 8 of these upgraded city elementary schools, which is kind of crazy if you think about it. In terms of college and university, again, I think we're fine for now. I think that we're okay. We need to add more, of course, and the reason again we don't add more is because they're costly. Because we need a technical university and we want also the medical university. But we can add another college. That's not gonna make or break our city. And I think that maybe we need something in this area. So maybe we can put it in here. Yeah, let's unlock this tile. Again, we need to continue unlocking tiles. But I think this area should be prime for it. And you know what? Let's add it here instead. Let's add a road that goes behind the train station. And again, I don't think we're gonna upgrade anything more. Like there's nothing to upgrade, and I don't think we're gonna need to add more capacity to these train stations. As is, this train line is barely used because it only goes here. All right, maybe what we should do is just delete this one. I don't know. Again, it's just a little bit more complicated here because in City Skylines 1, you had the outside connections being managed automatically, and in here you manage them. But in here, as you can see, it's 2%. It's barely used. It's a shame, really, but I think that maybe we can continue the line whenever we expand. And again, we have a lot of space to expand on here. And maybe that should be part of one of our next, maybe our next episode would be to start a little town in here. It's gonna be difficult because you need the resources to do it. Basically, you don't have access to water or anything, but we'll figure it out. Maybe continue eating here and start here. I don't know. Honestly, I also really wish we had the option to do parks and everything. But yeah, let's add the road here behind it. And again, if we need anything, we should be able to get it. So let's do another college. Yeah, it's gonna be perfect in here, right? And we're gonna add more capacity, and we're gonna add the library here. I didn't want to put it in here just in case we need to do something else in this intersection. But so far, I think we are good to go. Let's put another little road in here, which is giving us issues. Let's do it in here, that's fine. And let's put a parking lot. Let's do a medium parking lot here. Right. And again, we don't charge in this area. And what I think we should do, well, first of all, continue this road just a little bit. So we can do this and this. And let's add a walkway in here. And let's add a path, which means that we are going to do a little overpass. So let's do that really quick. Like that. I think that should be enough. Again, at least for now. I really wish we had options to do things a little bit better, but maybe we can try it again. Maybe we can do a spiralish type of thing. I don't know how that would work, but let's try it right now. So we're doing like this, and maybe a little bit more. I think that's not bad actually. And then we're gonna do the same thing here, right? And this actually doesn't look that bad. So it's gonna be lower. It can be. So let's do this, and now we can lower it. Right? And then like this. Actually, not that bad, and the footprint is a whole lot different. Right? I think we can try to do those more often, and it only takes 4 squares. Maybe we'll try to figure out if we can do something with less squares, but I really doubt it. Maybe we can do. Let's try it right now. Why not? And again, we're assuming 22.5, and I think this should be enough. Yeah, this should be enough to cross that. So let's do it. Let's do it here. Let's say that we were gonna do. Where is the? Okay. So let's say we wanted to do it from here to here. Right. So that leaves 5 squares. So let's continue doing this. And again, yeah, this doesn't look that realistic, right? Although we can say it does. So let's do 7, because I think that if we do it like this, it's a bit too much. Actually, it's not that bad. The issue with this one is that the track is not in the middle. Because yeah, I don't think this would be that bad. See, except in here that it's too much, right? So in this case, we can do. See, 750 would be great, and then magically we'll have some more stairs, which again, you know, it's being extremely detailed when it comes to walkways and overpasses. It's a little bit interesting, right? But I think that little by little we can figure things out. In here we have 3 different options, and I think that all of them will work well enough. And little by little the college is getting used. The only extra thing we need to do, well, first of all, let me add some grass and trees here. And let's add another bus stop, and this time I think we can do it here and here. And I don't think we need to add one here, so we're fine. So let's extend that. Boom and boom. right? Definitely. And that way it's easier for people to get into the college. That's basically what we wanted to do. And hopefully we don't have a line here, although sooner rather than later we're gonna have one. I do think we're gonna go around this part and maybe connect it to this other one and somehow connect this one too. Again, in here is when we can start playing with the shapes, especially because we have this area that, see, it's gonna be a little bit tricky to continue doing anything around. So I think we're gonna have to go like around here and maybe here and snake around and end up in an intersection with this other one. And we need this one because this one is the one that gets to the highway. And then this one can go and branch around and somehow end up here once again. And this is one of my usual rants. I wish we were able to do beaches. If we had a way to do a beach park or something like that, it would just be great. Again, unfortunately, we don't. That will help us a lot with the tourism, which apparently we don't have any. And that's that type of issues, right? So again, we'll see how that goes, because I really want to leave these. First of all, I want to put more trees and make it kind of a park, which we do need to. And like I mentioned, have the city hall here. And I think what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna put a road, or I'm gonna continue this road like so, right? Okay. And then I'm gonna do another one here, and then I'm gonna connect them. And then we'll place the city hall here like this. Might not be enough, but maybe we can put another road in here and do it here, right? That's gonna add something a little bit different, and that way we don't have a weird corner area in here. So that can work rather nicely. And this is gonna be a shorter video, but let's take a look at our little area here, right? It's looking good. All of our commercial areas are being utilized, which is completely great. For some reason, this actually looks cool enough to kind of live like that. But like I mentioned, I think we're gonna have a medium road, an avenue, go around, meet this one here, and then continue, and then have the exit or entrance be here in this area again. Because once again, I wish we could have this as a park area. This would be rather nice for people to hike and to get into the water and whatnot, but we don't. And so I think this is where we are gonna end our video. As you can recall, the main thing that I wanted to do is to have this little neighborhood working, and it filled up rather nicely. In our previous episode, we did the trams. In this episode, we're doing more smaller neighborhoods with smaller footprints. Basically, instead of having the 6 squares to fill the area that it's going to be built with the commercial or residential areas, we're doing it smaller. In this case, we did 3 blocks in depth. So I think that's gonna work well, and that gives a little bit different look to our city, right? It gives a little bit different visual look and a little bit more variety in the way we have our buildings. And so I do want to thank you for watching and liking this video. If you have any comments or suggestions, please make sure to leave them in the comment box. And also thank you for subscribing to my channel. Little by little, we are creating a really nice community. So as always, thank you, and we'll see each other in our next episode. Take care.
as the area is